Going out about 4 times a week, doing at least like probably 2 trains a night. And I didn't start how you probably should. I just started doing it right on the trains. But, you know, you write in your sketchbooks and you draw and you watch other people do it and learn from them and stuff. And I'd say probably 97, 98 is when I got super serious and just wanted to keep doing it. I was like, that's all I wanted to do was paint and, you know, put my energy towards that.
Right. So you said you didn't do it the way you should. What does that mean?
Well, because I just went out and painted a train. Like I didn't really practice, you know, with paint and stuff. That was like the first big piece I ever did.
So you just went and picked up some cans?
They gave me cans, but hopefully someone's gone over it by now, so I don't see it. When I see some of my old stuff, I'm like, oh my God, what was I doing?
I mean, do you randomly see some stuff once in a while that you just hadn't seen?
Yes.
A long time.
Like benchers will take pictures and I'll see it and I'm like, oh crap.
That's pretty dope though. I mean, if it goes back that far.
Yeah. I mean, it's all part of the learning process. Everyone starts off at the same thing and you just progress and push yourself and, you know, get better and learn more and learn what you want to do.
I mean, is there a lot of technique involved with the way that the can is held, or the way that the air comes out of the can, or the tip of the can, or what?
Yes. When I first started painting, we just used Rusto from like Home Depot. Mm-hmm. Now they have like Montanas that you can go, and there's so many different tips. And when I first started, everyone that taught me was like, you're going to use stock tips. So you learn can control on your own. You're not going to get, you know, different tips, which I don't mind people doing. I was brought up very old school. So that's why a lot of my pieces look super dirty, because I was like, just using the tip that came onto the can.
That's the tip that you used?
Yes. For at least, I'd say 15 years, I just used stock tips. And I just recently now started using tips, and it's a total game changer. I'm like, oh my God, I should have done this years ago.
What was I doing?
Yes.
How long have you gone by Wink, and can you tell me where it came from?
I've been writing Wink for 23 years, and it was given to me the night I went out and painted with Con and Big5.
They gave it to you?
Yes.
Can you share the story why? Or would you rather not? We'll save it for another day.
Yes. I think it was partly a cheesy pickup line, but
that's great.
I like my name. It's cool letters, and I ran with
Super sick letters. I love the W at the beginning.
Yes,
it's dope. So, do you want to be known as a graph artist, or do you want to be known as a female graph artist? And is there a difference, and why?
That's a good question. I know. Well, let's see.
Thank you for saying it's a good question. I love it when people say that.
It makes me think.
It makes me feel good.
You know what? I like being known as a female graffiti artist, because you're kind of paving the way for other females, seeing you doing your thing, rocking as many trains as guys are doing, risking it just as much as guys are, you know? So I feel like, you know, just like guys have other people to look up to, I feel it's important for women, not saying that they look up to me, but to have other writers that, you know, are women doing the same thing.
Yeah, you want to keep it going, you know, and you want to encourage young people, and I mean, especially young women. Young women, we were talking before we started the podcast that young women have it very difficult nowadays.
Yes, very much.
And I think that having someone like yourself as a role model, it gives them a different option, a different type of role model, instead of somebody who's scantily clad.
I'm just a big goofball. Like, that's just me. You know,
that's great.
Just having fun.
And you're an artist.
Yes. Yeah.
Is practice I know we talked a little bit right now about practice, but does it become difficult now? Do you still practice? Do you still sketch?
I still draw all
daily,
the time. Yes.
Or constantly?
Yeah, I do as much as I can. Usually at night before I go to bed, I'll draw and stuff, because I feel like with any art form, you're always progressing. You always want to push yourself. You always want to do something new. I just don't want to have the same old thing. I always want to keep changing it somewhat. And I still have as much passion for it as I did the first night I ever did it. So it still burns in me to like get what I'm thinking out on paper and then on a train.
Is it difficult to do that when you have it written down or drawn out in a sketchbook? When you go out there and you have different paints and different things that you need to do? Is it difficult to?
It never turns out the way you sketch it.
It never does.
I mean, I never bring like a sketch piece with me, but like I draw it on. I'm like, oh, this will be cool. And then you do it and you're like, oh, crap. That doesn't look anything like what I was doing. But, you know, it's different circumstances. A train might come in, workers might come in. So you kind of, you know, there's just different circumstances than sitting in your room drawing.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of, you know, leads me to the next question I wanted to ask about, which is getting caught and
yes.
having issues with authority.
I have issues with authority, yes.
We all do. Yes, I mean, can you tell me a little bit about that? Is there anything you can share on that end?
Like you want like a chase story?
I don't know. So, I mean, yeah, a chase story would be great, but I mean, yeah, a little bit of the insight of, you know, what happens when that goes down.
Well, when I was, I would say the later 90s, every other time we'd go paint, we'd get chased every single time. And so sometimes it was by workers, sometimes it was by cops.
Security.
Yes. Like anyone that's, you know, I'd say probably the one that sticks out the most is we were painting in off the Blue Line in Compton. We were painting trains that were laid up there. And the sheriffs actually ran up in the yard, which was the first time that's ever happened. Usually they'll just have their car on the side and shine their side light. But they ran all the way up in the yard.
They were feeling good that day.
Yeah, they were ready. They were about it. So there was 4 of us and we all scattered. And we hid underneath like a homeless person's mattress. And I had my car out there and they were saying on the loudspeaker, come out or we're going to kick your ass or we're going to key your car and all this shit. And when they say that, it's like, I'm not going to go out there. Like, oh, here, yeah, kick my ass and then take me to jail. So we just hid for hours. I fell asleep underneath the mattress and woke up like, where am I? So we went to my car and they keyed the whole side of my car.
What did they write?
They the lines all the way down it. And I was still in high school. So when I went home the next day, my dad was like, what the hell happened to your car? And I'm like,
LAPD.
oh, I don't know. There was some girl at a party that didn't like me, I think. So, you know, I mean, they were, you know, That's really rough. Wanted us.
That was one of your first experiences with that? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't experience stuff like that with law enforcement.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that was uncalled for.
Yeah, that was my personal property.
Personal property. Any other stories that you can think of, or I mean, that you can talk about?